All right. This is the Real Change Wilmington podcast with your host, Dustin Pierce.
And I'm Emily Spencer.
And we are joined today with our guest, Susan Valentine-Scott with the Clinton County Visitors Bureau. And this is our first live video podcast. So
bear with us.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right. So we typically start out by just reminding people that Real Change Wilmington is a positive, constructive, lighthearted source of local news, events, and resources. And we're just trying to help squash rumors in town and build a good sense of camaraderie by having direct conversations with people in our community who are leaders of organizations. So today we have Susan here to talk about the Visitors Bureau. And with that, we'd like to start, Susan, with just telling people about who you are. So give us your history.
My history. All right. Well, I got out of prison at night. No, I'm joking. So I grew up in Fayette County, which is a neighboring county. I grew up in a little town called Jeffersonville. I'm sure everybody's heard of that. Kind of went off after my, education and ran hotels, full service hotels in South Bend, Indiana, Ann Arbor, Michigan market. So worked a lot with Big Ten and had fun. And then
What's Big Ten?
Big Ten football. You don't like football, do you?
I was just clarifying.
Yeah,
I like sports ball and stuff.
Yeah. But I got to really dabble in Notre Dame, and U of M and stuff like that. So it was fun. And then came back home, short synopsis, and landed here. I've been here, it'll be 7 years. I've been here 7 years. So I've been in travel industry for a long time.
What was your favorite job?
Favorite job, probably, I have to say this, believe it or not. I mean, I loved hotels. You meet a lot of people and, I love socializing. But what I like about this is the difference that we make. And it's not boring. It's ever changing. And, and I'm creative. I'm able to really tap into, my creativity. So.
What brought you to this position or back to Wilmington, I guess? Where were you before this Wilmington and this job?
Yeah, I ran a full service hotel in South Bend, Indiana. It was a 26 floor hotel and it closed, went into receivership and decided to come back home. And I had a little boy at the time. He was in 4th grade and my mom was here, family was here, and it was just time to come back home. And was on the board for the CVB and my predecessor had passed away. And with my background, I thought, I'll try. Probably won't get hired, but I'll try. I wasn't from here and there was no, people couldn't really connect the dots with me. So I really didn't think I'd get it, but I got it in 7 years now. Here I am. And that's how it all came to fruition with me.
Nice. So you mentioned you had your son at the time, and we actually saw an article that you put in the in Salt magazine. It said that you had your son when you were 40 years old.
I did.
And it was a godsend. So can you tell us maybe that story a little bit? It sounds
absolutely.
Pretty great.
I know, it's crazy. I was 40, so most people my age are grandparents, but I have a teenager, which I'll take it. Just a true blessing. Never thought I could have kids, and along he came, and bigger powers had another plan, and love being a mom. He's an athlete. I sit on the sidelines and cheer. He's going to be a senior this year. So but yeah, love being a mom. That's actually my best job. Yeah, it's fun. If you don't have kids, I advise it. It's all worth it. A lot of headaches, but all worth it.
Very cool. Very cool. So let's transition into the Visitors Bureau. So tell us, what in general do Visitors Bureaus do? What does that mean?
Sure. Visitors Bureau is Convention and Visitors Bureau is what it stands for. We're funded by bed tax. So anybody that stays in Clinton County, we get a portion of that bed tax. So, when you stay at a hotel, you have that whopping sales tax and you have the lodging tax. Well, that lodging tax supports us. And then the state auditor wants CVBs to then we promote and market our county. We want to make Clinton County the place to go, people to stay, which we have a lot of things here that people want to come to, the World Equestrian Center. Believe it or not, we're so lucky to have them. We have the Murphy Theater. We have the Roberts Center. So that as a whole is what we do here, is just promote our county, make it a place to go. And I think we're, right in the middle of Southwest Ohio, right in the middle of 3 major cities. We're pretty lucky. So.
Do we have a tagline for Clinton County? I think Warren County is Ohio's playground.
Yeah.
Do we have a tagline?
We used to. We used to use Come Play and Explore.
Okay.
We are probably looking at some different avenues. You have to rebrand every few years and look at that. So that's something that we're working on right now. We got a new visitor guide they're getting ready to launch. So we're really excited for that. So, yeah.
Nice. Your logo, is that something that was created for just us, or is that like the standard logo for visitors bureaus and you just slapped Clinton County on it?
Nope, we actually designed it when I started, probably my second year. We did a discovery phase, and we totally did all rebranding and redesigned, our whole brand kit.
It's really nice. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we do too.
So what is the charm of Clinton County? What draws people here?
I think there's a lot of things. I think that people are friendly here, but for me, not being from here and trying to have an eye of the whole community and the whole county as itself, I think it's a place to come and relax. And I think when you live here, you kind of get a blind eye of the beauty of what we have to offer. Like my famous saying is, we don't have oceans, we don't have palm trees, we don't have mountains, but what we do have is agritourism. That's something that we've tried to tap into with, we have Shawpacker Farms, we have the alpacas, and, some of the farming, we're a farming community, very rural area. So, and then we're lucky enough in this market to have the World Equestrian Center, some of the bigger hitters, that bring tons of people to our market. So when I took over, I thought, since we don't have the oceans and the palm trees and everything to go with it, what do we need to do to increase traffic? So we created events like Rock the Block and some of the other things. And then we piggybacked off the Corn Festival, and at the one time when we had the Banana Split Festival. So I think there's a lot of attractive things. If you've ever been to the World Equestrian Center, you walk out there and you're like, holy cow, this is here. And people still to this day don't even know that it's here or that the shows are free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people in town go to the Equestrian Center.
I know. And I don't know why, because the shows are free. Beautiful place. It's just amazing. Like the village that it is out there. It's just crazy how much is going on out there. And even at the Roberts Center, I mean, if you went out and seen the people that come into those, the shows that they have out there is crazy. Yeah,
they have like the annual dog show and stuff.
Yeah, tons of stuff. Yeah, it's huge.
So how do you help people who are traveling? Like what services do you offer them to get them here and when they come here, Yeah,
I mean, of course we're a liaison with our hotels first and foremost. What we want to do is make sure that we're getting beds and heads. So, a lot of people will call
heads
us
in heads or heads in beds.
Either way. I've heard it both ways.
Oh, really?
People say heads in beds. Some people say beds in head. It's the slang.
Total fire stuff.
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
All right.
But, I think the biggest thing is they call us and they'll want a visitor guide of what we have in the area. And a lot of times our visitor is already maybe here, have came in for, a World Equestrian Show or Roberts. And then the person that's not been here, they may, want to come in for a weekend getaway and they want to know what's here. And then while they're here, they'll travel around to, other neighboring counties and just make it a weekend getaway. So we make sure that we let them know what hotels are in our market, what we have, what they can do while they're here, like the Murphy Theater for say, like, the visitors that we maybe already have here, we want to entice them to, hey, while you're here seeing a World Equestrian Show, go to the Murphy Theater, which in itself we're so lucky that we have that here. I mean, not many small towns our size have and do what we do with that theater. So
what are some of the ag world tourism attractions that we have? You mentioned a few, but what can you say those again, maybe? Yeah,
Alpaca Farms is one of them. You look at what we do as far as agritourism here. We have, you can pick berries, you can go see alpacas, you can go see chickens, you can see cows, you can see cornfields, which that in itself, I mean, it's so funny. You talk to people that's never been raised or been around Midwest.
Yeah.
When you see the cornfields and the beauty and how we have like miles of cornfields around here, how it's started and how it grows and how it goes from farm to table, is in itself something that's fun to help people, especially from the city who, really are enticed with that farm to table, thing.
Yeah. So besides like your website and partnering with both the hotels, how do you reach out to outsiders and visitors?
Yeah, we do a lot of marketing. I think Facebook is by far your best friend. I think, as being in your industry, that print ads are kind of a thing of the past. People like QR codes, Facebook, social media, Instagram, things like that is kind of what we do in our platform. And it's really helped. You can set your demographic. You can say, hey, this is who I want to reach. And I love social media. It's the way to go for us.
let's talk about some of your events. You mentioned the Banana Split Festival. So did you partner with that at some point, or
We did.
or just help market it?
It was a Rotary event.
Yeah.
We unfortunately went on a hiatus after COVID. A lot of things kind of just, came to a halt. They haven't brought it back. I am a Rotarian. It's something that hopefully, it'll come back. It was 25 years in the running. I think people got tired. Volunteer base kind of dwindled, and it was just time to take a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
But it was a great festival.
We gotta remind people that Wilmington founded the Banana Split, not that Pennsylvania, whatever
Correct.
city. Like
That's absolutely
we
correct.
gotta remind the world.
I think there's a little
Pride
bit
in
of
bananas.
Yes. Yeah.
We did this. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were talking about bringing that back next year, maybe.
the banana split.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not been any talk about it. I know we get a lot of calls about it a lot, but it's just something.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It has to. I think it's.
Yeah.
People miss the banana splits, but Rotary's been really good about, partnering with other events. Like they were at Rock the Block last year offering, banana splits and things like that. So yeah. Yeah.
So what are some of your most popular events, I guess, of the year?
There's a lot. I mean, there's one that we pride ourselves on because we found it was Rock the Block.
Yeah.
I mean, that brings in, that's a 2-day event. We bring in national acts. It's the granddaddy of all to us because, it was our vision and we brought it to fruition, and we're really proud of that event. And then, we started these summer concert series, just a little bit to give back to the community. It helped develop our downtown and get people downtown and, having fun. And I think they're all great events. We partner a lot with Main Street, the Chamber, the C4 Awards. I'm really proud of that event. I mean, that is to me mind blowing how we all came together as a community and really honored the people that, needed honored. So there's some really good events. Corn Festival. I mean, I think it's 45 years this year. I mean, that's a long running. And I mean, they're just a good festival. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
So little sneak preview. We're going to have a new booth at the Corn Fest this year.
Awesome.
So we're going to make caramel corn cake.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's like to think of like cornbread, but a dessert version with caramel. And then Pepsi is going to provide ice cream to the side.
Love that. I will be there.
And we're going to partner with the homeless shelter. So we're going to have a couple families help prepare the food and then pay them and then use the proceeds to help them with an emergency fund.
Love it.
And also first month's rent.
That is great.
So
I'm all about giving back to the community. Yeah. We do a lot of that here too. So yeah, it's awesome.
I'm sorry to toot my own horn there for a second. I was trying to segue, but
shoot away. I think that's awesome. I think that's great.
Speaking of Rock the Block, when I was, because we put a lot of events from around town on our event page too, I was typing Scott Stopp and I was like, who is that? I know who that is.
Yeah.
Googled him and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the lead singer of Creed.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind that, I mean, Creed, everybody knows them.
100 million albums or records or whatever it is. I have to look up his bio again. But he can't go by Creed because Creed is no longer. But
we need to bleep that out.
he's playing all the songs. He was Creed, in my opinion. But we're really excited about this year 5. We're actually honoring all veterans. If they show their ID card, they get a backpack with some goodies.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have the American Legion that jumped on board this year with us. They're one of our premier sponsors, and just making it. Thought, what can we do for year 5? And we thought, let's make it about veterans this year because we have a lot of veterans that support this event. We have a group, Alla Washington Courthouse, the American Legion Riders that come down and they work so hard and loading in and loading out these bands. And it's just something that we partnered with them, and they're all great guys. And I mean, who doesn't love a veteran, right? I mean, they fight hard for us. And so this year is going to be all about the veterans, and we're really proud of that.
What other groups do you partner with in town? You said the Chamber.
The Chamber, Main Street. I mean, we have pretty much everybody. I mean, hotels, of course. We do a lot of funding as well. I mean, that's something that a lot of people may not know, that we, if it does have any kind of effect with travel and tourism, we offer to give funding. So we do fund a lot of events. We fund our hotels. If there's an event that's coming in that we know, hey, this is really going to affect our bed tax, they can apply for funding. Okay. So, I
was going to ask, so how is the Visitors Bureau funded? How do you get money?
We get money from the city and the county.
City and the county by the bed tax?
By the bed tax only,
So you don't get grants or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Wow. No, I get one grant for Rock the Block, but that's through bed tax. It's the revitalization grant. And I go apply like everybody else and have to go through the scoring system. I mean, it's not just given, we apply like everybody else, but we are pretty much not for profit. So we collect the bed tax, and then our job per the state auditor is to hand that back out, disperse it back out to the community.
And you do that through like the events that you put on and also the grants that you give out too? Is that how you distribute that money back out?
Correct. We do so much in promotional dollars, and then we have marketing dollars, and then we also do funding grants, that say, for instance, at one time we had the Nowhere Else Festival. We, helped that. What we pride ourselves on is like a lot of the new things come and say, hey, we need help. We've gave Corn Festival, several $1,000s, and the fairgrounds, many Blanchester, red, white, and Blanchester blue is something that we partner with them on. Yeah, we've had a promotional budget, which promotional meaning that under that ties our funding that we give out. We, you see, in 2019, it was like $389,000 we gave back out. Last year, I think we did $100,000 because it was after COVID. Well, a couple of years after COVID, we've been kind of tighter with that just because, like everybody else, we felt the COVID. But yeah, we're all about giving back.
Did COVID shut things down for the Visitors Bureau?
No, it was just the two of us. It did as far as our events, of course, but we still were working and promoting and trying to look to the future. So yeah. And we, like I said, we do a lot with our hotels, and I have a list a mile long of who we funded, and that's open to the public. Anybody can apply. It has to go towards our strategic plan and making sure that it's fitting into what our mission is, and that's travel and tourism.
Yeah. So the next section is about community concerns and criticisms. We don't have a list of criticisms, but if you want to share some, that's fine.
I think it's 10 pages long, actually. Rip it out from under the table.
I can imagine we would have criticism. No.
I think maybe a better title for the segment would maybe be just misunderstandings.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned when we first got here is that, what the heck is the Visitors Bureau versus the Main Street versus the Chamber of Commerce. Right. So that's a big one. Yeah. So what are some misconceptions about the Visitors Bureau?
I think for a couple reasons. We said on Main Street, so they think we're Main Street Wilmington. Main Street Wilmington is more of a historical program that preserves Main Street, and they do events on Main Street, Holidazzle, and some of the different events that, Main Street does. The Chamber is more of a liaison with the businesses, and they do a lot of networking, Desi, but we all are tied in together.
Yeah.
Even though we're travel and tourism, we still affect the businesses, because when we bring in travel and tourism, they're eating here, they're getting gas here, they're staying here, they're spending money. So it's all economic development at the end of the day. Yeah. It's all about partnering and making Clinton County profitable and, taking care of the people that are here.
Yeah. Any other misconceptions or grumblings that you've heard that you can address?
No, I mean, believe it or not, thank goodness, we try to stay really positive and stay in our lane. But I think the biggest thing from a travel and tourism, like everybody else in our community, we've dealt with the homeless thing. From a travel and tourism perspective, of course, we want our downtown developing and growing and thriving. And I know it's a problem across the board with a lot of communities, and hopefully we can get that resolved. So when people come here, they see the beauty that's here and not remember that one incident of, somebody being high on the street or somebody fighting on the street. And I think for the most part, we have a positive from our end. That's, what we hear. But, we're human. We have eyes. We see it too. And I love what everybody's doing as far as beautifying and putting flowers. And we did the same thing with the Pocket Park over on Sugar Tree, Main Street. We did some flowers. We bought some banners, tin cap, Jason Bond and,
tin cap chipped in on
and
that
Trevor.
Yeah.
They, we all work together on trying to, whatever we can do.
Yeah. And that park is nice for when you have bands there and stuff.
Yeah, it's just nice. It's a nice sitting area. They put lights, the city gave us lights, and we, Jason and them hung those, and I bought some flowers, and, we all try to, hey, what we can do to help each other out to make little tiny steps, to make it better.
Yeah, definitely. So we heard that the Visitors Bureau might be moving soon.
We are moving.
Okay. Do you have a location?
We have one that we are in the middle of. We have not signed a contract, but our hope is to stay downtown.
Okay.
Even though we're Clinton County, there's a little bit of controversy with that. Well, you could be outside, but for me personally, because we partner so much with people and we're close to Main Street and Chamber, I like to stay downtown because most of our events are downtown. But we still serve the whole county. I mean, we're Clinton County Convention and Visitors Bureau. So, and most of our tax dollars come from the county. But we serve city and county. So, but I like being downtown. It's a county seat. It makes sense for us. So
yeah. Can we say why you're moving for?
Yeah, it's all good.
Sure.
We rent, of course, and the building owners would like the building back, and that's okay. I mean, they're growing their business, and hey, wherever it's their building, right?
Yeah.
So it's all good. Everybody's living on good terms, and nothing negative. It's all positive.
So the space will be used for something.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
It's none of my business. So didn't ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how soon will you get your new place, or is there a time?
We're open by the first of the year.
By the first of the year, okay.
And we're still going to try to continue on with our event, our event space. Have enough space till we can continue that on.
Nice.
It's much needed, downtown, and
definitely,
and just a place to share where we can have meetings, and we just need that small, intimate space that can be rented downtown.
Yeah, for sure. I had a question. This is a personal question,
sure.
But it goes under the misconceptions. So talking about hotel tax or bed tax, if someone owned an Airbnb, would they be paying a tax to you as well because they own a hotel kind of thing? How does that work?
That one, I don't have a clear. I think, yes, it just depends on how they are identified.
Okay.
Yeah. And Mary Kay Vance could probably answer that way better than me.
She owns some Airbnbs?
No, she's works at the city building, and she would know.
Oh, okay.
But I really don't know that answer because, we pretty much are funded by the hotels, but
right.
I don't know. I wish I could answer that.
I wonder if maybe Airbnb, I don't have an Airbnb.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they take that fee out automatically from owners and
they
just
might.
distribute it.
I'm not really, I don't work a lot with them.
Yeah.
I don't believe we get tax from them. I've not ever seen that on the list, on the reports, so yeah, that one I don't know.
Okay. Final question is, what does real change mean to you?
Real change?
Yeah.
Real change. Do what you say you're going to do,
Do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I think you can't change if you don't do what you say you're going to do. You can have a vision, but if you don't take it to fruition, then you're not making real change. So I think people need to get rid of elephants in the room and have constructive criticism and learn that as conflict resolution and get along. There's too much, upheaval, and when the noise is what I call it. And if people could learn, they want to talk, but they don't want to listen. And I think you got to learn to listen before you talk.
Yeah.
And then you can learn that, get rid of the friction.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. I try to be everybody's cheerleader, and anywhere you go, and I'm 57 years old. I'm not young. So as you get older, you realize the things that it's just so much easier to just try to hear each other and make it happen.
Yeah. That's good advice.
Yeah.
Good advice. I have the saying that I like, that's I have a strong opinion, but hold it loosely.
Yeah.
So I have had some strong opinions about things in town that once I got involved and engaged in it, I'm oh, that's different. And I need to change my mind and act differently towards this thing. So
education is power, right? Mm-hmm. Knowledge is power. That old saying, I think that fear is a lot. People are afraid to ask those questions or have those conversations for whatever reason. And I think if we could all just respect each other and say, hey, everybody's got a beauty in something, and let's just take everybody's talents and mix them up in a big bowl, we could make some great things happen. But yeah.
Any other thing that you want to leave people with? Want to do some plugs for some events coming up or anything?
Come and see us. First of all, you're welcome to come see the CVB anytime. We're open, transparent, whatever you need to know. I have Melissa Hedrick, who's my assistant. She's been with me 6 years, and come see us, come to our events, rock the block, get your tickets now, support our hotel, support our community. If you got an idea, we're open to it, and we can be a good liaison to help make things happen.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being on our podcast.
Yes, thanks for asking me. It was fun. I'm glad I got to meet you guys.
This is our first video one. Thanks for bearing with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So we'll end it by saying, what do we always say at the end? I forget. Just, check out our social media if you'd like to know more. Also, our core belief is that we are a community of empowered individuals. So if I didn't ask the question that you had, or if you would ask it in a different way, again, you are an empowered individual. So contact Susan yourself and ask her those questions. So with that, I'm Dustin Pierce.
And I'm Emily Spencer.
Keep it real, Wilmington.